guys, welcome to the new improved channel. This is going to be the first video for it. It's going to be a simple video, but I want to give a disclaimer. The new channel is going to involve a lot of editing. I got myself a laptop, did a lot of research on the computer itself. I have a lot of pictures to add into this to show you guys. Some of them are a little gruesome, some are not. Some I decided not to add because YouTube would take my video down. But if you guys watched my first video, my last video, I mean, explaining what the new channel was going to be, then you know what this video is going to be because I said it. But if not, let's just get into it. So welcome to Luna's Conspiracies. This video is going to be about the Freddy Kruger franchise and how it came about, because I bet a lot of you thought what I thought is because of what I told you guys in the last video. So we're just going to go over it, and it's a pretty disturbing story actually, so get your popcorn, be prepared, and I'm sorry. So, is Freddy Krueger based on a true story? It's a question a lot of horror movies get, right? Like, is it true? Does this really happen? Is this something that happened? And I want to say, to a sense, yes, it is, but no, it is not. Okay, so in the story of yes, it is based on like something true, I'm going to butcher this word. I just know it. So what I'm gonna do is spell it out for y'all. Cambodian. All right, that word right there. All right, it's gonna come right there. All right, so this is based on those killings. That is actually what Wes Craven himself molded this movie off of. Not just this alone. We're going to go through everything that he molded this movie off of. But the first thing is going to be the Cambodian. I think it's Cambodian. I'm going to go with Cambodian. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going to go with. So he heard a story about a Cambodian family that escaped, and they made it to America, and all was going good for a little bit. Now the time frame of all of this was around the 1970s, leading into the 1980s. So I would say around 1970, 1975 was mainly when this was happening. The Cambodian genocide happened until well into the 1980s, so it stopped like 1981, like fully, but you know, he heard about this family who escaped, and their son, I actually do not have an age of this son. I researched everywhere. I don't have an age, a name, or a picture. I searched fucking everywhere, cannot fucking find it. What I did find though is a photo of the Cambodian fields, what it looked like after everything had happened and stuff like that. So I will put that here or somewhere so you guys can see that. That's what they escaped from. That's what this fucking family had to go through. So yeah, but their young son, all it said that he was very young. So their very young son, I'm going to go with he was around 10 years old. We'll say 8 for... He started having these really bad, vicious nightmares the second he got to America. Like, this wasn't happening in Cambodia or whatever it's called. This wasn't happening there. But the second he got to America, all of this started. Everything started for him. All these vicious nightmares to the point he was waking up with marks on him and stuff like that. It got to a point where this little boy decided for weeks on end he wasn't going to sleep. He couldn't sleep. He was terrified to sleep until one fateful day he did fall asleep. And his parents heard blood-curdling screams coming from his room, and they ran in there, and by the time they came in there, he was dead. He had died. And according to the autopsy reports and everything like that, there is still no explainable reason for his death. Weird. So that is what the Freddy movie is based off. We're gonna go into a lot more about it and stuff like that. First off, we're gonna say there was a hoax started in 2017. The claim is false. And the hoax was basically, so it was basically that the movie was about this guy that lived in Pennsylvania that was a child rapist at the town. Caught on fire, and he was buried there, and there was like pictures, articles, and shit like that. Like, you can still find it to this day if you just look it up. Wes Craven had to come out in himself. He wrote an article and did an interview stating like that's a hoax that came out in 2017. I looked into it just a little more. Sure enough, a hoax that I actually believed for a really long time until I did my research. So awesome. So I basically already told you guys the story about the little boy, which is really tragic. Like I said, I don't have any pictures of him or his family, but I do have pictures of the genocide, and that's what they escaped from. So I will put those in right there. I also have a lot more pictures for y'all. So we're going to talk about Freddy himself and how he was inspired, because the movies, you know what I mean? Like, the idea of the movies and like how it goes about and shit like that. That's what the Cambodian shit, that's how it inspired the movies, which is fucked. But Freddy himself was thought of from a whole different fucking thing, and it's kind of funny, a little creepy. So when Wes Craven was young, his parents left him home alone, and he went to go in his room to like go to sleep, and he noticed a really old, creepy looking ass man with a fedora, I don't know, like a riggedy ass fedora. Like, this old man just looked nasty, you know what I mean? Walking very slowly by his window, staring at him. And then when he got to like the middle of his window, he stopped and just like stared at him for a like good fucking minute. And that's where Freddy initially inspired from, because it scared him so much as a child and left so much of an impression on him. When he grew up, he was like, damn, that was like, you know what I mean? That was like scary. Like, that was fuck, you know, like I didn't like that. The name was inspired from something totally different as well. Name was actually inspired by somebody in Wes Craven's middle school named Fred Kruger. And the reason this is because this person viciously bullied Wes Craven every single day of his life. During like school and shit like that, would just be very threatening, would beat him, hurt him, bully him, stuff like that. And this left obviously a really big impression on Wes Craven. Like, damn, you're a fucking dick, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you're a vicious monster, basically. Said name Freddy Krueger. Not Fred Krueger, but Freddy Krueger. But you get the gist. Now, the reason he looks the way he does is because when Wes Craven was making his looks, he said he wanted something that was different and something who didn't have a mask, because literally most of the killers, like iconic killers, have masks. You know what I mean? So like, he didn't want that. But he was like, in his words, he said, I aspire to make a murderer different from any other monster ever seen before him. And that's what he did. He took so much of his childhood past and he brought it in, and he wore that shit. And then he took someone else's story. He got permission, like did an interview with them, everything. And he brought that in and he made it one, he was like, okay, like, let's do this, you know what I mean? And obviously, you know, like the death shit, he made it more like, oh, this man is killing you in your dreams. Obviously, we don't know if that's what happened to the kid, if there was somebody like killing him in his sleep. It obviously, you can die in your sleep, but that can be proven, you know what I mean, like after death. There was nothing proving that when this kid died. And on that topic, I actually have not a shit ton, I only got one person's name. The research for like 1970s, like back in like when this shit was happening, kind of hard to find. I did find medical records for this guy, but I'm not posting those because I just feel like YouTube's going to have a problem with that. When I get more oomph into this channel, we'll do more shit like that. But back in the Southeast Asia, that back in the 1970s, there were a whole bunch of men, young men in their early 20s and 30s, dying. And all of them, every single one of these deaths were unexplained. No one could explain it. It got bad enough that the public health experts had to come out there and be like, yo, the fuck is going on out here? You feel me? Like, what's happening? Are you guys good? Like, what the fuck is going on? And even once they went out there, like, did their shit and everything like that, they still were like, I have no idea why so many of you are dying. But it was once they got to America, all of this started to happen, which, very fucking weird, right? It got so bad, they had 30,000 men, right? Their men were dying 10 times higher than anybody else in the world due to unexplainable sleep deaths. Weird, not? Now, here's a specific story I have for you guys. I have pictures, a lot of pictures for like this guy specifically. He was a 47-year-old man. His name was, I'm probably going to butcher this, Young Ling Teo. I'll put his name right here. But he died in his sleep with his wife right next to him, terrified and screaming as he was brutally screaming next to her, dying. This all happened, right? After he escaped, he left the Asian refugee in the Southeast Asia shit in America. He was still in America and just went to live his life. And it was unexplained. They can't explain it. They called his death, specifically this homie's death, they called it was considered a medical riddle. To this day, they have no idea what caused it, nothing. But after his death, his was the fourth in 9 months. That was unexplained, sleep related. Like they were like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And it was the 13th. I'm probably gonna butcher this word too. Hamung, unexplained death since 1978. Which means 8 years, 13 unexplained sleep-related deaths. Why? And, like, you know what I mean? Because, like, we know, even back then, like, we knew people could, like, die in their sleep. It even said, like, medical experts who knew, like, people could die in their sleep, But these were unexplainable. There was no evidence backing up why they died, but there was nothing else in their system. Other people suggested it may have been gas from where they were, especially the Cambodian ones. But no, there was no gas in their system. There was nothing. It was so weird. Like, really fucking weird. I'll have news articles in this video for you guys. I'll also have a tombstone picture of Young Lane Teo. I don't know. His name will be right here. I know I'm saying it wrong. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. They will be much better to come. This is just a first video than me trying a new thing. I do hope you guys enjoyed it though. I got me a little laptop, so we'll be doing all the stuff, editing literally everything. I'm about to do that right now. I love you guys so much. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell. I'm trying to get up to 500 subscribers. I've had this channel for a very long time, so I know we can do it, guys. Let's get up there, and let's like every one of the videos. And let's comment. It ain't got to be something specific. You can just put your favorite emoji. Okay? Put your favorite emoji. I'll start. If you make it to this end of the video, I'll know if you push your favorite emoji, okay? I love you guys so much, and thank you all for the support. You all are amazing. Bye.